This is me just before my 40th birthday, before I started a 6-month health journey. This is how I did it.
It's a new day for a high. It's another day to thrive.
So today, I'm taking you with me. A full day in my life during my 20-pound weight loss journey, showing you exactly what I eat, how I move, and how I fit it all into my crazy working mom schedule.
It's a new day for a high. Yeah.
So my success for the day hinges on planning. When I don't have a plan, that's when I get into trouble. For me, it's really hard to remember at the end of the day every single thing I ate. If I'm over on carbs or over on fat or under on protein, I can't really do anything about that at 9 o'clock at night. Now, this is the most important thing that I did to lose 20 pounds. So I do want to spend a bit of time on this. This is how I track my macros. It was overwhelming in the beginning, but trust me, you get the hang of it really quickly. So I do want to say that I am not a trained nutritionist, and I highly advise you to get expert coaching on this. But I did want to give you a little bit of context. What are macros? So macros or macronutrients are basically protein, carbs, and fat. Protein comes from things like meat, eggs, tofu, beans, dairy. Carbs are from things like rice, bread, pasta, oats, fruits, veggies. Fat is from things like avocados, nuts, olive oil, salmon. What I learned from my coaches is you can't cut out any one of these macros. Going zero carbs isn't going to lead to sustainable weight loss in the long run, especially in your 40s. This is where a coach, nutritionist, dietitian is invaluable because you need someone who knows what they're doing to help you optimize your calories and macros for sustainable weight loss. All right, so I am using the fitness app by Trainerize, and it's been customized by my coaches at Become Fit Forever. But if you're not using a coach, there are a bunch of other food tracking apps out there, so take your pick. This is a true story. Here's a typical day for me before I started the program. For breakfast, I would have a wrap, healthy wrap, low carbs, protein for breakfast, right? For lunch, I had a Cobb salad, greens and protein. For dinner, I had pork, rice, and veggies. For snack, I had a pumpkin chai latte because mama was tired and she needed fuel. And I decided to splurge for dessert and gave myself a cup of vanilla ice cream. I thought these meals were okay. I'm eating wraps and salads, health food, right? Turns out this day was 2,400 calories. So I'm almost double the number of calories that I need to be at for weight loss. Carbs, almost double. Fat, more than double. Fiber, like zero. This was a major awakening for me. I had no sense of what was a reasonable amount of calories. I was definitely not reading the labels, and if I was reading the labels, I had no context for understanding, let alone making good decisions. Of course I was gaining weight. I was eating more calories than I was burning. So this is why tracking and understanding my macros was the key for me to lose 20 pounds. Okay, so let me plan my meals for today. For breakfast, egg whites, avocado. For lunch, I am really feeling a burger and fries. And for dinner, let's do chicken thigh plus 2 cups of spinach. So I am 240 calories over, but fat, 40 grams over. I am in the red. And fiber, only halfway to my goal. No problem. Try number 2. Let us switch out the burger and fries for something that has less fat. I'm going to add flank steak, green beans, and blackberries. Let's see how we did. Okay, I still have 450 calories and 90 grams of carbs to go. This is great. Like, we can have some fun with this. If I take out that burger and fries, I can have a really nice steak lunch, plus a latte, dessert, and 2.5 cups of popcorn. Okay, I have my plan for today. Let's make breakfast. While everyone is still sleeping, I'm gonna try and whip up breakfast really, really quick. So this morning, we're all eating the same thing. We're gonna have egg whites with avocado. I didn't want to be one of those people who had to obsessively weigh out every tiny little thing. We're really looking 80-20 rule here. So big things like the proteins and the fats, I do measure. The fibers, my fruits, my veggies, I kind of eyeball or honestly use my fist by the end of it. The egg whites, I will measure, and the avocado, I am gonna weigh out to the gram. But if I add a little oil to the pan, a little salt, pepper, if I throw a little spinach in there, I'm not gonna go nuts trying to measure every little thing. I'm gonna wake everybody up, rally the troops, and then I'm gonna go for my morning walk, which is really just taking the kids to school. I'm back from my morning walk. I got 2,000 steps, not too shabby, getting to 20% of your daily goal, and it's just about 9 a.m. Okay, I have like 3 hours of client meetings right now, so I'm just gonna go into hyper-focus mode, get some water while I'm at it. Thank you, bye guys. That was actually really productive. I have an hour before my next meeting. I'm gonna squeeze in my 20-minute workout right now and then have some lunch. The workouts aren't that long. It's not like I'm trying to hit the gym for 90-minute sessions. My coach just wanted me to start with 3 sessions a week, 20 minutes per session. I knew today was gonna be pretty crazy, so I wouldn't have time to make lunch. So I actually went and did get some takeout during my morning walk. One of the funny things is I've gotten really good at estimating portion sizes. So this morning I had planned on having 4 ounces of steak, which is roughly the size of my fist. So I'm just gonna eyeball it here. That looks about right. 3.9 ounces, bam. I'm not gonna measure out every little thing. The proteins and the fats I do measure to the ounce or to the gram. I already had my cup of blackberries portioned out, but roughly the size of my fist. And then the green beans here, roughly 1 portion there. So we're gonna go ahead and put that on there. My beautiful lunch. Really nice portion size, super satisfying, kinda hit my craving for red meat. Not even thinking about that burger, not even missing anything right now. Well, I found one of the only ways I can squeeze everything in is to group my work into blocks and block off my calendar. So this morning I blocked off all of my client meetings and I have the next 4 hours to do my work. Got my water. If I finish early, I get to pick up my kids. That is a wrap. One of the small changes that I've made is instead of driving down to pick up my kids, I've been walking the 20 to 30 minutes. That's just really pushed me into the 10,000 steps a day. When I first started, I was like, a few steps aren't gonna do anything, but oh my God, like 20 pounds later, it just really, really adds up. One thing that has been a game changer for me is I started to meal prep Sunday night. I've just make big batches of my proteins. I've got my veggies all prepped. On a weeknight, you're trying to get homework done, the kids are cranky, everyone is hangry, and all I'm really doing is just assembling dinner rather than trying to make something from scratch. For tonight, just like we planned, I'm gonna have 4 ounces of chicken thigh without the skin, and I had also pre-logged 2 cups of spinach. The kids generally eat what we eat. I do have some leftovers from lunch, which I know they're gonna love, so I'll probably just give them that.
Yum, yum. Bobby says fiber. I want more protein.
8:30 p.m. This will be my last 1 to 2 hour block of work. Luckily, I was super productive today, so I think I can take this evening off. One thing I've been trying to do is reduce my screen time before bed. I'm going to try and bang out a few more chapters of this book. I've been trying to get to sleep by 10. If I go to bed by 10 and I'm up at 5:30 a.m., that's just about 7.5 hours of sleep. I've been aiming for 7 to 8 hours every night, and that has made all the difference. Well, thanks for spending the day with me. Honestly, this is what a pretty typical day looks like for me. It may not be perfect, but it is working for me right now. Real talk, it did take me a few months to figure it out. It felt like I was playing a Sudoku or like Jenga every day. If I moved one wrong piece, everything came crashing down. But once I figured out the big pieces, the things that really make an impact, everything else kind of just fell into place. So if you are feeling overwhelmed, like you don't know where to start, I promise you, it gets better. you will find your rhythm. I wanna leave you guys with something concrete. If I were to summarize in 60 seconds what I did to lose 20 pounds, it would be 1, track macros, 80-20 rules. If you are super overwhelmed and you can only do one thing, that's figure out and track your calories and macros. You're not eating as much protein as you think you are. You're not eating as much fiber as you think you are. And honestly, if you plan your protein and your fiber, like a Sudoku puzzle, everything else will just fall into place, I promise you. 2, walk 10,000 steps a day. That's roughly 30 minutes. Doesn't sound like a few steps are gonna do anything for you, but just watch. 3, work out 3 times a week. Doesn't have to be for that long. You know, I started with 20 minutes a session, but you gotta lift weights and embrace the cardio. 4, drink 8 to 10 cups of water a day. And 5, sleep 7 to 8 hours a day. Okay, did I hit 60 seconds exactly? Oh, under? Okay. I don't know why, that was kind of stressful. If you're on your own health journey or thinking about starting, drop me a note in the comments. I definitely want to cheer you on. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. I'll be sharing more of my journey and some honest mom life updates. You're doing an amazing job. Wherever you are in your journey, best of luck to you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.